Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a 30-foot wide and a 20-foot deep garage. This one's not quite as standard as they usually are, which you can probably tell. I also framed this one a little bit differently. Now, I don't know if you can see any of the differences already, but we'll address those as the video goes on, so let's go ahead and jump right into this build. Alright, well, I had a heck of a time recording audio for this job. I don't know what was going on. The camera I tried to do all the talking with had no audio, so you're getting voiceover in this one. Also, I tried to knock out as much of the compressor as possible, so if this jumps around a bit, I apologize for that, but we're going to run this in 4x speed and try to get through this pretty quick. If you can tell by where the header is for the service door there, you can see this is a 9-foot wall. 9-foot pre-cut stud. Normal 8-foot pre-cut stud is 92 and 5/8, so these were 104 and 5/8. So I had to put some cripple studs above the header for the service door. Makes for a nice, bit of a nicer garage in my opinion, and it also allows for an 8-foot overhead door, which a lot of people with trucks want to have, but they don't understand most of the time that a 3/4 ton truck can still usually fit in a 7-foot door. Rolling out my sill seal. A lot of people in some of the videos ask why I didn't put any sill seal down, and then I point out that it is, in fact, in the video. So, you know, I appreciate you guys clicking on the thumbnail, but come on, gang. If you're going to watch the whole thing. You're going to learn something, maybe. Or not. I mean, I'm not here to teach. I'm just here for entertainment. I did this job several months back, so I can't recall how many days it took me. I know this is day 2. The first day was just kind of staging, getting my plates together, and making sure the plates were all proper and drilled out in the right spot. I do that quite a bit sometimes, especially when the weather's bad, because I had a lot of hit or miss days on this one, so the amount of days I worked was probably about half the amount of calendar days that it was, because it was November and weather doesn't cooperate that much around here. So, I mean, just the fact it wasn't snowing and it wasn't minus 20 was nice, but it did take me a few extra days. Alright, it's not on camera, but all the walls are up. All the walls have double top plates where I needed them. They're all braced off, and now we're going to install these giant LVLs. I do have a whole standalone video of when I installed these. The link should be in the upper right. Aha, now we're getting to the good stuff. I ran my sheathing horizontally on this one. Everybody tells me that I have to run my sheathing horizontally. I will choose to die on that hill that on an 8-foot wall, you do not need to do that. But if you're over 8 feet, I do like to run it horizontally. It helps to give you a chance to straighten out studs, because the longer your studs are, the more likely that they're very twisted and horrible to work with. So I run them horizontally and then pull a layout, make sure everything's on, and go from there, because 8 feet doesn't reach the top of a 9-foot wall. So go ahead, run them horizontally, 4-foot section, second 4-foot section, and then we just run a 1-foot or a 13-inch rip up top. So as you can tell, the rear wall, the rear eave wall, has all its sheathing on already. I have the bulk of the joists that I need for framing installed, so this front wall is going to get its OSB installed, and then we are going to be moving on. I think we're doing rafters next. Yeah, this was pushing pretty late in the day, so I had the ridge already set when I had the camera going here. And this is when I had the pick set up along the eave wall to fling the rafters up. Being only 20 feet wide, all you need is a 2x6 rafter, even at 2 foot on center. That is the max. Anything above 20 feet wide, you're going to move to a 2x8, at least where I'm at. Don't take this as the gospel. Check with your building codes if you're going to build where you're at. So it's nice and easy with a 2x6 to just stand at the wall, toss them up to hit the ridge, and then nail them on the plate. Then we move to the ridge, start nailing them up there. Now the camera does not do it justice, but you might be able to see the right side of the garage there. The light from the back porch was shining. It got really dark on me, and I was unable to finish the rafters, which kind of bothers me when I can't get a specific job done within the day. But we got them done morning of number 7. I don't know what day it was. Now we've got everything up. All my angle braces are in. All my ceiling joists are in. All my king posts, collar ties are in. And I even ran a full-blown stiff back down the center of these joists. You'll see that at the end. The back is sheathed, and now we're doing the old walk the plate and pop the line at my 46 3/4 measurement, which you've seen in other videos. Don't do what I do. You know, they'll probably throw me in federal prison someday for walking the plate like this, but it's what I like to do. Gets things done quickly, and we can start throwing sheathing at this thing. Bottom row just gets tacked. All I do is push them up to hit the nails that I put in as references along my line. It gives me a kind of a positive stop to know where to stop the OSB on the line. I tack them all along the bottom, and from there we hop up top, and then we start nailing them off, and after that it's just kind of carrying each sheet up and nailing it. When I know my measurements, I can pre-cut all of my sheets. It's kind of nice because then I can stage them all. I'm not wandering around like I do a lot of times on jobs because I'm very unorganized. But when it comes to doing the OSB on the roof, I think I do a pretty good job staying organized with that. It's actually pretty easy. A lot of people think it's crazy that I'm able to put the OSB on the roof by myself, but it's one of the quicker things because, you know, you kind of carry it up and throw it up there and it stays in place. You don't need an extra hand or anything. It just lays there waiting for you to bang it. paving this roof is a little different than normal. Don't know if you'll be able to notice here, but this is not in the big city that I normally frame in, a different municipality. Actually, it's even in a different state. And they got a little bit different rules sometimes. So when the OSB goes on a 2-foot wide rafter, then, you know, there's a little bit of extra things you got to do. And here we go. See what I'm doing? Yes, sir. Yeah, boys. We put H-clips on this one to make you guys happy. Horizontal sheathing on the walls and H-clips on the roof. What is going on here? It's like you guys broke me and now I'm listening to you. If I recall correctly on this one, I was feeling a little froggy, so when I got my back measurements for the rips, I cut the rips for the front too. I had everything cut, ready to go on this one, all my sheathing, and lo and behold, it actually worked. Or it was at least close enough. You can't see from here anyway, but trust me, it all worked out perfectly. Alright, last sheet of OSB going on the roof, and I think that's about it on the video for the framing. I still have some door trim, some fascias to do, but that buttons it up. While we're up here, let me show you. We actually have some H-clips. After arguing with you guys forever, I said, you know what, the internet is never wrong, so I'm just going to start using H-clips all the time just to please these guys. No, that's complete fabrication on my part. Where I'm working on this garage, they require them. They're not always required by code, but they are required here, and they do get them on this one. Because we'd like to pass inspection, makes life easier that way. And I do agree, they make the sheathing a little more solid, but they do take more time. They're kind of a pain in the butt, if you ask me. But anyway, yep, there they are. Let's hop down and I'll show you some other things. The two 16 by 8 foot doors was by request of the homeowner. He's going to open up that backyard at some point, put a big ramp in. But here we go! Horizontal OSB! I don't have the audio from the original clip, but I'm probably saying how awesome it is to have done this and how right you guys were once again on that. Moving on to the roof framing, we have 2x6 joists every 2 feet. I even have one nailed at the gable wall on either end. They want that so they can maybe put some flooring up with a little bit of storage. I have angle braces in from the plate to the ridge and a stringer, a full-blown stiff back actually, that runs from gable wall to gable wall. I have all my king posts, all my collar ties in. The king posts I actually blocked off from the rafter with a block. I think you can see that. That way they fall right in line with the joists when I nail them. The first thing that went on was the stiff back to bring everything up in line, and then after that we put in all the king studs or king posts, excuse me, and that's where we're at with that. So, I'll give you one last walk around. Here's all the fascias, the door trim, everything is done on this. Again, it was 30 feet wide, 20 feet deep, two 16 by 8 foot garage doors, 4 pitch on the roof, 6-inch eave overhang, 0 on the gables, but it did get a 2x6 rake board. There's your 36-inch service door. Now again, the homeowner is going to take the fence down and do a lot of grading and put an approach in. He said that wasn't happening anytime soon, but he was preparing for the future. I'm assuming that he's going to, have a boat or a race car or something that he's going to want to be able to pull all the way through and park in the backyard. It's a really nice lot where they were at. Nice big lot. So that's it. There's another look at the beautiful roof. And sorry that the audio wasn't very good on this one, but it is what it is. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.